you're called to love. So what's the solution to judgmentalism? How do we avoid being full of condemnation? How do we avoid being full of judgment amongst the body of Christ? First of all, let God be God. Let God be God. James chapter 1, verse 20 says that human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. So I think we as the body of Christ need to be careful with how we approach sin. The extreme example, I don't even call them a church. I think they're just a bunch of attorneys who are bigots, but the Westboro Baptist Church, who will hold up just terrible signs at funerals, for example, and just awful things. And they do it all in the name of God. The harm that causes the body of Christ is immeasurable. But I will tell you that it's not just that group that can do that. If we're not careful, we, as just the regular Christian churchgoers that we are, we could very much do damage to the cause of Jesus Christ and to someone's eternal destination if we are not careful with this. We let God do His work. We trust God. And that's hard because I'm a fixer. Some of you are like me. I am a fixer. So I have to get my hands in this thing. And there are moments where I just can't do that. And so I have to trust God and say, okay, Lord, I don't know what you're going to do here, and I'd really like to take care of this for you because I obviously know better. And the God reminds me, no, you don't, and I will handle this. You just do what you're required to do. So He doesn't need my help. Secondly, let others answer to God. Let others answer to God. Romans chapter 14, verse 4 says, "Who are you to judge someone else's servant? To their own master, servants stand or fall, and they will stand, for the Lord is able to make them stand." Every single one of us, we need to give people room to do business with God. And we don't need to throw ourselves as a layer of quality control for God. There are some people, I have learned, and I bet you've seen this too, there are some people it takes a lot longer for them to get where they need to be. Let's remember Saul, who later became Paul. The guy thought he was doing the Lord's work by going after Christians. And it wasn't until he had a pretty earth-shattering experience on the road to Damascus that his life changed. For some people, it will take a serious incident for someone to finally straighten up and give their lives totally to Jesus Christ. Others, it could be that one Sunday service. Others, it could be that kind word that they might hear from somebody. God will work through different people different ways. I've heard people tell me how frustrated they are that God hasn't saved their loved ones. And the thing is, God will never impose His will or force Himself on anybody because God is a perfect gentleman. And so some people, it will take longer. And some people, there's a process that they have to go through for whatever reason. And to be quite honest with you, we don't know how everybody is wired. And we don't know what everybody's baggage is. And we don't know what everybody's situation is. And I can tell you, we have around 20 people in this room here today, not counting the folks that are online. Each one of us has a different set of wiring and baggage and circumstances and history. And so it's going to be different how He works on me than He even works on my son, and how He works on me and how He works on Dan, and how He works on me and how He works on every single one of us because each one of us were created a different way. Wayne,